So this is my opinion. Generally, you have to look at Malaysians from the moment we start working. Why is investments never going to be the first thing on your mind? Largely because we have a government-mandated provident fund, also known as EPF or KWSP. So every month you work, you are forced to contribute. Your employer is also legally have to contribute a certain amount every month to a central provident fund, right? EPF, for example. It means that it gives us a sense that yes, I'm putting savings aside. These are forced savings. I think it's a very good idea to have that. Almost all countries or developing countries have a scheme like this, except developed countries, say Australia, for example, their EPF is known as superannuation. Why is the retail participation in Australian stock market much higher than the Malaysian stock market? It's very simple. So in Australia, they practice superannuation or forced savings, monthly contributions, which is great and correct, and you can't touch it until retirement. However, the onus on where to invest that money lies on the person itself. So if I'm the contributor, I decide where I want to invest. The only caveat is that I cannot take it out until I'm 55 or 60, the retirement. So it still stands. So which means that now I'm forced to save. I have this chunk of money. I now have to decide where I'm going to put my retirement savings, right? And in a way, it forces us. If you're in that position, then you're forced to learn about investments, you are forced to learn about how the stock market works, you're forced to look at how other types of investments work. You try and look for opportunities. So the mindset changes. Whereas in Malaysia, everyone looks at EPF and they've given very reasonable returns, very decent returns for the size that they manage, over $1 trillion. On average, you're looking at 5.5%, or good years, maybe 6%. So in a way, it kind of makes us lazy. It's like, oh, you know what? Monthly contribution is handled by a central body. It is backed by a government. So therefore, I don't really need to think about investments unless I want extra money on top of EPF, right? So this is not only an Australian model, this is actually practiced in a lot of developed nations. So of course, I can understand as a developing country why we want to pool all our resources together, perhaps make some strategic investments for the betterment of the country. I can understand that. But the fact that as long as someone is doing the job for you, you are never going to be motivated to do it for yourself. But ultimately, it's your own money.